And we're back to HTML Canvas. Let us create a first drawing. It works a little bit different compared to SVG. In SVG you would put your drawing right here inside of your main canvas, you could say. But HTML Canvas uses JavaScript to draw something inside of this canvas. So we're going to use the script tags right here and nest our code inside. Let me rearrange the formatting a little bit. So we're inside of the script. And now we'll create two variables. First is the canvas, and you usually use C for it. And we need to get it. We can get it by ID. We've used my canvas right here. So my canvas is now stored in this variable C. And we need to create a 2D object, you could say. This is usually called CTX, but you can give it any name, for example, drawing. And then we use C, our canvas variable, get context 2D. So it's a 2D object because we have 2 dimensions here. And now we can draw it. So CTX is what we want to draw. We first define a starting point for our path. And then we'll move it to the position where we want it to be with X and Y values. And we just use maybe like 10, 10. So we are at the top left in our canvas. And now we've got, for example, line 2. To move it to a different position, I'll make that 2100. So now we have created it, but we won't be able to see it yet. To be able to see it, we need to give it a color first, and we use stroke style for it. Let me make it blue. But still, it's not visible yet. We first have to call the stroke, and now it's visible finally. Let us create a horizontal line afterwards. So I copy paste line 2. The X value is different, but the Y value, it should stay the same. Now let us go vertical again, which means that our X value is the same, 100 stays, but the Y value, let me make it 200. And this is how you can do it. Let me change the color to green, for example. This also works. Be careful when you have your starting points interfere with the positions of the following points. You can see that a couple of these line elements, they vanish. So if it doesn't make sense for the code, a couple of lines will disappear. You can also start, let's say, somewhat in the center position. So I make it 300 times 300. Our canvas was 600 wide and 500 in the vertical dimension. And now I've created a line that even exceeds the borders, as our starting point is now way too low for all of these following points to appear inside of our canvas. So this is also something to watch out for. These values are relatively created, so they refer to the starting point where you've begun your path. As I've said, you use CNCTX usually, but you can also call it canvas and drawing. As long as you've adjusted these variable names in all of your code, you should still be able to see the path. So this is just a placeholder, you could say. And as CNCTX is way shorter than canvas and drawing, we're going to use that in the future for our canvas tutorial. But this is enough as an introduction for our first drawing using HTML Canvas. I hope this video was helpful, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.